Evening, Spanky. How are you?
Good evening. It's December 7. 18 days to go before Christmas.
Wow,
Alam mo
lapit na.
na, I've started greeting people Merry Christmas na nakausap sa telepono. Merry Christmas na. Nafe-feel mo ba? Lumalabas bigla eh. Kala ko wala akong Christmas spirit eh, pero meron, it's there.
Meron na. Nagsimula na
Meron, di
last
ba?
week.
Meron nga
Meron.
eh. Parang, I think I'm even overcompensating a little bit. Masyado akong
Oh.
masaya.
Welcome to those watching on the live stream and watching on the replay. So we're talking to Spanky Enriquez of Let's Eat PH and Resto PH. And my name is Anton Diaz, founder of Our Awesome Planet. So we have a very special episode today. We're talking about this special class that we're doing this Saturday. And of course, the story behind Ultimate Taste Test. Pero bago yan, Spanks, kamusta naman?
Yeah.
Hectic ba ang
It's,
December mo?
I'm making it hectic. I think you have to make it hectic, right? You have to do something to prepare for 2021. And we can't take it for granted. Because last year, parang everything was okay. You know, we were just gonna slide into January 1 from December 31. But now you really have to prepare because there's so much happening. I'm very optimistic because when you look at how the Philippines is doing in terms of managing COVID, and this is really a shocker. Talagang if you go to Google, okay, just do it now. If you don't want
Okay.
to believe me, don't believe me. Go to Google, just on the search box, just put enter COVID Philippines and look at the graph. Just look at the graph, and it's amazing that we are really. Remember months ago, our favorite term was flattening the curve.
Mm-hmm.
We really are flattening the curve now, and it's given me good cause to look at the Department of Health Facebook page every 4 o'clock in the afternoon just to see it. And ako nagugulat talaga ako eh. Kasi alam mo tayo Pilipino, we are probably the least disciplined people in the world. One of the, if not the most least disciplined people ever. But we are showing in the face of this crisis, in the face of this pandemic, that push comes to shove, we really can do it. And you look at all the other countries that we love, including Canada, including the United States, many countries in Western Europe, parang pataas talaga sila.
Oh.
2 days ago, the United States hit 200,000 cases in a day. 200,000. And a few weeks ago, when they were counting the results, they were tabulating the results for Trump and Biden. There was a day there, I remember, everyone was so shocked because they hit 100,000 in one day, ang United States. They
Oo.
breached the
Yeah.
six-figure mark. But they've doubled that. They've doubled that. It's, I don't know. Hindi ko alam ano nangyayari dun eh.
It's a Thanksgiving. It's a impact na ng Thanksgiving. Although sabi nila that's not yet full
Hindi eh. I
impact.
don't think so eh.
So,
I
and
don't think so. Maybe you have to look at from a state by state basis. I know many Filipinos were just doing what I expect we would do this Christmas, meaning to say, have a small, intimate celebration with your
gathering.
immediate family, with your nuclear family. So wala mga pinsan, wala mga uncles, walang aunties, wala mga second degree, third degree relatives. But I think, I don't know, I'm not sure what's happening in the States. Maybe, I don't want to go political, but I guess it really is somewhat political there. I won't go into details, but for so many people in the United States, the mask that you are right now wearing
Mhm.
is a sign that you are restricting my freedom as an American, as a US citizen. Diba? It's not a matter of safety, it's not a matter of health. It's become a political issue. So that's why some people still aren't wearing it. And as a result, you're getting 200,000 cases in a day. That's ridiculous. That's sad. Di ba? Pero
Grabe nga no? Parang like si Biden said, pag pasok niya sa office, 100 days na may mask no? na mandatory. So, I mean, became that kind of political issue, di ba?
it's become a really, really political issue.
No,
And
but sa Philippines, we're not saying wala naman ng COVID. Meron pa rin, di ba? But it's not spiking. What's our
no, that's
average?
why. Just go to Google. and
Mhm.
then type in COVID Philippines and look at the graph. It's a very factual
Share nga
representation.
natin. Mhm.
Okay, and I look at it and I guess that's why I feel hopeful. If you look at the graph, Anton,
Mhm.
oh, di ba? Pababa eh. Pababa talaga siya. So we've been hitting, we've barely scratched 2,000 in the past month. Average
Okay.
natin 1.5. So there you
Yeah.
go.
There you go. And
Yeah.
hopefully we carry this throughout the holiday season, di ba? Kasi
Uh, Everyone has to make an effort to, kada family dapat meron. No? For me, my suggestion is each family has to have a safety officer. Ito yung pinaka-OC, obsessive compulsive about keeping the family in line, di ba?
oh,
And they're very strict, and you just have to be. A lot of families now have not. A lot of parents, seniors, have not seen their kids in 9 months,
yes.
from March to December. And I'll tell you, si Richie, our speaker
Oh,
this
Richie.
coming
Yes.
Saturday, he hasn't seen his folks in a long, long time. Hold on,
Wow, talaga? Okay.
yeah,
My phone
but
in.
a phone in question from Grab.
My phone. My
1 minute,
phone in.
I just get this delivery. Hold on, sandali
As
lang.
my phone
Can
in
you talk
question.
first? Yeah, sige.
Okay.
Hello? Nandiyan na po kayo? Sige, lalabas lang ako 1 minute. Sige.
Okay. Dinner
Ah,
mo,
I
naghihintay.
think it's my dinner. Okay, 1 minute pa.
Sige.
Anton, kwento mo muna yung love life mo habang
Sige. All right. For those watching on the live stream or watching on the replay, we're talking to Spanky Enriquez, and we actually have an upcoming a, a very special class this Saturday, and we'll talk to you about the story of that class and why you should attend that class. No, the title of the class is "How to Build an Online Brand in 2021." And we really wanted to help as many people as possible on building their online brand. Kasi nga, we're now in this internet world, no? Online business, etc. And we uh, asked the help of our friends, Richie and Kat, to help us out, no? To share what does it take, no? After this 2020 pandemic, and after the reset, after the reinvention, what do we need to do for 2021? And anyway, we'll wait for Spanky to tell the story. It's a special class. It's 500 pesos. Um, Saturday morning, and hope you can join us. But we'll tell you why it is very important, and why we are passionate to teach or to share at least what we know about what's happening in the industry, whether in your food, travel, or lifestyle industry. And we're talking about Ultimate Taste Test 2020. It's the 18th Ultimate Taste Test event. It's the longest taste test event in the country today. It's a 12-year we're doing it, and we're not missing 2020 to do it, di ba, Spanks? The Ultimate Taste Test. We're not missing doing Ultimate Taste Test. And so we'll tell you the story of Ultimate Taste Test 2020. Wait, yun. O, nakuha mo na, Spanks.
Yeah, alam mo, importante kasi hindi pa na pagkain. Checker! Yun ang lalabas ka talaga ng bahay.
Oo nga, yun
Okay,
lang. Okay.
so do you like my mask? It's a purple mask. As befits
Yes.
it's my favorite color. So tribal, very Filipino.
Oo nga.
Okay.
Hey, Cheryl. Hello. Hi, Cheryl. Yes, we're doing Ultimate Taste Test. It's not an online event, it's an offline event happening at the Miranila Heritage. And we'll tell you the story about that. Thank you.
Ano
All
na
right.
pag-usapan habang nasa labas ako?
Hindi, wala. I'm introducing lang our topic for today. Maybe let's
Okay.
segue. No, let's segue now to our class, no, for this Saturday. Maybe you can give a background of how we were thinking about this class.
Right. So what we've been doing, and this is something we've been talking about actually for the past 12 months or more. Remember, I was a guest speaker at your series at SMX in Aura last year.
Yes, and
And
Cheryl, who's on the stream, is watching.
hello, Cheryl. And
Cheryl.
what we wanted to do was to, even in this year, because we were very much in agreement here, even in this pandemic here, we we can't afford to stop everything, right?
Yes.
And if we are all available to learn something, to be together, learn from each other, why not? And everyone has now become a disciple of Zoom. We're so used to it. I'm not really a big fan, but it's something that's really very practical, right? And even for classes, kasi kailangan, we can't just stop it. Eh. But let's do it properly. Let's not do it like some, di ba yung mga nakikita mo yung sa DepEd, yung mga modules nila, napaka-jeje, napaka may fat shaming pa. Di ba? Have you seen that? I mean, but you have to do it properly. So we said if we are going to leverage all that we have started this 2020, especially for those new entrepreneurs. I'm talking about entrepreneurs who have started businesses. Mainly Anton and I are very familiar with the food business. But if you can and want to make sure that you continue your momentum to 2021, this is the class for you, right? Kasi ang nakita natin nung starting nung April, 'di ba? Naalala mo nung April nag-start yung mga Dalgona Coffee. They were not selling Dalgona Coffee, but that was the seed that was planted. After Dalgona Coffee, nag-start na si Ube Cheese Pandesal, right? And after
Yes, of
Ube
course.
Cheese Pandesal, ano nangyari? Nandun na sila, Sushi Bake. Then dumami, it just exploded, right? But a lot of those businesses have either uh, I think they've stopped. They're now on a furlough because the people who started those businesses, majority of them, are now back to work, right? I'll give you a very clear example. One of the most successful online businesses of this pandemic, si Twinkle Laksamana. You know Twinkle, right? Hotelier,
Mhm.
and she's been with New World, most recently with New World Manila Bay. Prior to that, she was with F1, she was with Bellevue, she was with, I think, Crimson in Alabang, and Diamond Hotel was where we first met her a decade ago. She's now handling, during the during the pandemic or during the ECQ, she started baking something. She called it Milky Donuts. Okay, Milky Donuts. Yeah, Milky Donuts. And they're basically fried donuts, Korean style. But what Twinkle did really, really well, exceptionally well, was she was able to create flavors that really tasted different from one another. And ang una niyang naging sikat na sikat was something called, well, I can't remember what was the first one. I think it's also ube because that was what everyone was doing.
Oo, very
But
hot.
she started creating a lot of premium flavors. And every time she would create a flavor, she would send it to me for taste testing. And of course, I was so happy to receive them. And one of her flavors that I can't forget was I said, Twix, alam mo, ang favorite ko talaga peanut butter. You know, give me anything peanut butter. And she did something with peanut butter. The secret is her dough is so soft, right? Even if you put it in the refrigerator, eat it 2 days later, super soft pa rin. And her fillings are spot
Wow.
on. Hindi siya nagtitipid talaga. So like, when she made a peanut butter, you bite into it, basically mag-squirt yung peanut butter. Ang sarap
Oo.
talaga. And then she made the four cheese variant of her donuts. And this for me was something that really blew my mind. Kasi pag bukas mo ng tub, ang maamoy mo Doritos. Ayun pala,
Okay.
you smell the Doritos, my favorite chip. You smell the Doritos, and it has the color of Doritos because the cheeses she uses are very similar in flavor and profile to what Doritos uses. She uses a very sharp cheddar as one of her cheeses. So make queso de bola, which she grates and combines in the dough. She's got your basic soft quick melt cheese. She's got the very sharp cheddar, and she's got cream cheese. So four cheeses literally in one donut. But what stands out is the Doritos flavor. So I told her, Twix, if you want to market this, just call it four cheese, but tell them, or maybe call it, maybe there's a brand, of course, it's copyright, but call it
Oo.
something. Describe it properly. Describe it that it tastes like Doritos. And when I told her that, doon pa lang niya na-realize, oo nga, no, lasang Doritos, kulay Doritos pa, right? And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. It's just a,
So ano nangyari?
ano nangyari? Favorite ni Sharon Cuneta. When when
Wow,
when
okay.
when Mega Shawi 2 days ago released their Christmas gift list for 2020, kasali. Kasali ang Milky Dust Donuts si Twinkle. So if you want to look at it, just go to Facebook or Instagram, Milky Dusk Donuts. Dust alikabok, milk gatas. Milky Dust Donuts. Garantisado. Approved by Tito Shawi. Approved
Tito siya.
by and Tito
Spanky.
Spanky. Yeah, so these are guys.
Okay.
And
And then, yeah.
so that's what we want to do. This coming Saturday, we're having a class, diba? All about branding. Oh, may poster po. Ayan, napakita mo na. You might want to go to her Facebook page. Yun, no? Ayan, I can see the four cheese donuts. Eh. And everyone who tries them really likes them. Yan, Milky Cheese Donuts. ABS-CBN featured them just a couple of days ago. And what Twinkle's doing really well, in spite of the fact that she's now gone back to her corporate, she's going to, I guess we'll visit her soon. She's having a new resort in Bataan. It's a
Mm,
brand new resort, beautiful on the hilltops, on the mountains of Bataan, right?
wow. Pang
Uh,
pandemic,
not,
born out of pandemic ba yan?
yeah,
Yung hotel na yan?
yeah, I think they were doing it way before that, but they're opening now. You know, because we're opening
Wow.
the economy, we're opening it, we're opening ourselves to tourism now. It's beautiful. It's not too far from Acuzar, yung last what do you call that place with all the antique houses?
Oo. Las
It's in that part,
Casas de
Las
Acuzar.
Casas. It's not too far from there. But this one is on a hilltop, so it's breezy. You've got beautiful views. It's gorgeous. I've seen the pictures, and I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that by January, February, we'll get to visit it very, very soon. I'm just illustrating Twinkle as an example of a lady, a hotelier who's gone back to her day job, if you will. But at the same time, what happens now to her business? That's what we're gonna answer on Saturday.
Oo. Ano ang nangyari? Di
Ay,
ba?
so sabihin natin Sabado. Kundi, di na sila makikinig sa Sabado.
So ano ba
Right?
yung sa Sabado, Spanks? What's
On
Saturday?
Saturdays, we're gonna talk about brand building, right? And our guests we have two excellent guests. And aside from us, we'll be moderating, we'll be talking about our own experiences there. But we have two excellent guests. And the first one, ladies first, obviously, is someone we've really admired and someone we've really been impressed with. No? Her name is Kat Trevino. She wears three hats. Okay, one of the hats she's wearing is she works for Cora International Philippines. It's an NGO. It's a global NGO, and she's the chief marketing officer of the Philippine Outpost. And they take care of the environment. And lately, they've been very busy doing relief operations for all the victims of Ulysses the past couple of weeks. That's one hat. That's her environmental hat. And she also does, although she's not mentioning it here, if you look at our marketing materials, our posters, she's not really mentioning it here, but she's also very active in mental health, in helping people with mental health issues, especially the past 9 months where people have been cooped up. Many have not been able to talk to anyone. There still is a little bit of a stigma in the Philippines when you seek psychiatric or psychological help, but it's something that's necessary. Therapy is something that's essential. Mental health is as important as taking care of our physical health. And Kat has something to do with that. We'll find out more. We'll ask her about that on Saturday. But she's most popular as two things. One, she's the chief marketing officer of My Nation, and she's the what they call the brand engagement guru of Jollibee.
Yes.
And a lot of what we've seen in terms of social media was gone viral. The programs that Jollibee has done magnificently online have come from Kat and her team. And if there's a brand that really is representative of how the Philippines is doing, it really is. Look no further. It's Jollibee.
Mm-hmm.
Jollibee
Yeah.
Jollibee is a global brand. And one of the reasons why Jollibee's become a global brand the past 4 years is because of their videos, right?
Galing,
Do you
no?
know that their videos are being translated into English and many other languages by people who watch them, especially the Valentine videos? You know what I'm talking about, diba? What's the most memorable Jollibee video that you, off the top of your head, you can tell me?
Ako, hindi eh. Ikaw yan eh. Mga hugot videos kasi yan eh.
Yeah, yeah. Naalala mo yun, di ba? Yung there was this couple, magkasama sila throughout the whole 3 minutes of the video. Then the
Ah,
scene starts, nasa simbahan sila. Naglalakad yung babae, right? Towards the altar. You remember this, right? You remember
yes.
this?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
then it shows the guy, and then, their flashbacks about when they were in college and their love affair. But it turns out that hindi pala sila nagkatuluyan. And there's this beautiful shot, mala Christopher Nolan, David Fincher shot, that this is the guy, yung in love
Oo.
shot. Then there's another guy here. This guy moves out, and bam, this is the husband pala, right? So there was a really big fake out, right? And Jollibee does that well, and because of that, on the strength of that video, and there were two more from that year. I think that was 3 years ago, and all of
Mhm.
these are under the auspices of Cat, and they've actually become a global brand on that strength. Now, when Jollibee opens in the United Kingdom, in Italy, it's a big deal. It really is a big deal, and to a very
Oo.
large extent, to a very large extent, the popularity of Jollibee in these far-flung countries in Europe. Why? Because of their viral videos. And that's what I want to ask Kat about, among other things.
Yeah.
Marami. And aside from what she's
Oh,
done for Jollibee, Kat has
yeah.
built her own brand. Kat is very much an influencer in her own right. So tatanong din natin siya. How do
Yeah,
you do
I
that?
wanted to know nga what happened in 2020, 'di ba? What can we learn from 2020 that works
Mm,
and carrying it over to 2021? Ano ba yung mga different elements for building a brand starting next year? Kasi ngayon almost tapos na yung 2020, no? We're
mm,
planning for 2021 and at least for next year everybody's online, no? And how with all the competition, with all the
mm,
noise, everybody's online, how can you stand out, no? How can your brand stand out? And meron nga sinabi si Bill Gates na 50% of business travel will
mm,
be reduced next year, no? Or more on a permanent basis. Kasi nga people realize na pwede pala tayong mag-online and there's a
mm.
power in connecting a lot of people. So how do you build your brand online? Hindi lang yung brand but also as the personality behind it, 'di ba? Kasi especially for this year, very important yung purpose ng brand mo, 'di ba? What do you
Mhm.
believe in? How do you help? How do you support? But at the same time, of course, you have to balance it out with how you earn money. At the same time, being able to be memorable versus your competition. So I wanted to ask Kat that during the Saturday class.
That's why they should attend the class. Okay, let me just hard sell it a little bit because it's not often that you do get all of these experts in one chunk, right? And when I say chunk, it's just 2 hour chunk because I really don't think that people will stay for more than 2 hours.
Oo,
I'd get
hindi.
bored. So we'll
Yeah.
make it short and sweet, but really dense with information. So we have Kat to talk about building her own personal brand. Let's talk. I want to ask her about mental health. I want to ask her about Jollibee. I want to ask her own experiences in developing Mind Nation and how Cora International Philippines is now part and parcel of our whole NGO landscape. So ang dami kong pwedeng tanong. But imagine this lady. I think Kat's very young. I don't think she's even 30 years old. And she's actually built 4 brands herself: Cora
Mhm.
Philippines, Mind Nation, and Jollibee. That's 4, right?
Galing, galing. Impressive.
And then, of course, we have Richie Zamora, Professor Richie Zamora. What can you tell people about Richie? Mauna ka na kasi ako biased ako kay Richie. Matalik na matalik kong kaibigan yan. Ikaw,
I
how will you sell Richie?
So for Richie kasi ever since at the start no of our blogging career,
Yeah.
talagang I remember meron nga kaming ano nun meron naglabang kami sa isang blogging contest.
Oreo.
Parang Oreo ba 'yon? O
Oreo,
Oreo ba 'yon?
Oreo, yeah.
And he was just starting at the time. And sabi ko, oh, kayang-kaya kong talunin to.
Mm.
And then si Richie created this outrageous video na sobrang ganda about how Oreo reaction ng people about Oreo, ganyan. And then he won, no? And ang price no kasi a trip to New York,
New
etc.
York,
So,
yeah.
so it was kind of interesting. And from then on, his videos, his take on food and lifestyle. And recently, was actually interested. Also, he got to help out a lot of people with his work, no?
Mhm.
Working with a network of influencers. And
Yeah.
he really knows what's happening in Manila. Kasi nga, he works with other influencers and maybe you know more about it. But, and then of course, he's actually part of the Kain Tulunggang, no? Working with all this network of influencers. So, every time I talk to him, I've
Mm.
always listened to his insight on what works, no, on social media, on online branding. He celebrated 10 years this year. Congratulations, and it would be interesting to know what would the next 10 years like, to be in terms of building your online brand.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning Oreo because I think you were the finalist, kayong dalawa, and one more person, if I
Sila
recall
ano,
correctly.
sila Chucky ba, tama ba? Ay, hindi.
I'm not sure, but I
I'm not sure,
remember kasi at the time, matali ko ng kaibigan ni Richie, no? And I will not forget this because it just so happened that when he was scheduling his trip to New York, I was going to be in New York. So we spent the
Gano'n!
day in New York. Oh yeah. You
Wow!
So na schedule namin yun. And remember, I'm sure everyone knows that famous delicatessen in New York where they serve the best pastrami sandwiches. It's called Katz's Deli. And
Yes.
it's very famous because in the movie when Harry met Sally, dun nagpunta si Meg Ryan and she simulated an orgasm in the middle of the restaurant of Katz's Deli, which is a New York landmark. And she started doing her orgasm, moaning and groaning there. Everyone's seen when Harry met Sally knows what I'm talking about. And when you go to Katz's Deli now, there's an arrow on the ceiling that points to the exact seat and table where she and Billy Crystal were seated across each other and she started having her orgasm. And then when she had her orgasm, because I guess Cat's Deli sandwiches were so good, sabi nung, ito yung pinaka-famous na hirit doon, the next shot was a lady, an old lady who said, "Oh, I'll have what she's having." Right? So that's a very famous scene in actually the most famous scene where Harry met Sally. And doon kami kumain ni Richie. And I think Richie also had an orgasm in Cat's Deli.
Malamang.
I'm not sure because he was making weird noises when I was with him also, and that's how he started. No, he started as the pickiest eater, but now his role has really expanded into so many things, and he now works for a company. Anong company reaching yun? I gave it to you earlier. Let me just look at it. Okay, he's actually, how should I call it, an agent who discovers the best influencers on YouTube. That's what he does. So his official
Thoughtful
designation,
Media Group.
okay, he's
Thoughtful
the
Media.
network, what do you call it?
Head of Network
There you
Development.
go, there you go. So he's the head of network development of Thoughtful Media. And what Thoughtful Media is in very simple terms is selling agents, not for actors, not for actresses, but for YouTube and social media superstars, including
Yes.
TikTok, all of these people. So
Oo.
a lot of people that right now don't really watch television anymore, right? Do you still watch TV?
Wala, streaming na lahat.
Di
Streaming.
ba? Streaming.
Oo,
How do your
streaming.
kids watch TV? No,
Wala
they're just
na. Oh,
mm,
YouTube, streaming, yeah.
iba na talaga, di ba? So, and the way we consume news and media and entertainment is really so different now. And that's what he's doing now. So he's discovering the next generation of superstars, of social media superstars, and he acts like the one who goes there, finds out how many hits do you have, and bottom line, he not only discovers them, but he makes sure that they prosper and become even better at what they do.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting to know that dynamics between advertiser, influencer, and audience. No, what happened in 2020 and what he would think would happen in 2021. No, as you
Mhm.
build your online brand, um, in 2021, considering all these factors, no, your audience, the advertisers, and kumbaga, your advocacy as a whole.
It's very interesting. I came from I was in advertising for a long time. I was client side for a long, long time, and that's how I made my bones. That's how I made all the contacts. That's how I learned my marketing, my advertising 101. The essential skills are still the same. The essential disciplines are still the same. Di ba yung may mga four P's of marketing, pinag-aaralan natin dati yan, di ba?
Oh,
Price,
yeah.
position, place, all of these things. And it's still there, but right now the place where you advertise, your channels are so much different now. So even the way you talk, given the fact that people now can switch channels, if you will, or switch streams very quickly. So, di ba, we were talking about this before, dapat within the first 5 seconds, kung nasa Facebook ka or nasa Instagram ka, huli mo na,
Oo.
right? So if you're going into Instagram stories, and I will ask Rich this on Saturday, Rich, how can you make something that will in the first 5 seconds draw you in instead of just fast forwarding or just clicking the next screen or clicking the next influencer? Those are the questions we need to know because you're right. You mentioned a few minutes ago that there's a lot of noise out there. Diba? We used to call this
Oo.
clutter. Diba? Clutter,
Oo.
noise. And how do you stand out? That's what I want to ask Richie.
Yes.
So
And
marami tayong tatanong siya kanilang mahirap.
oo.
Kila Richie. Oh. Not gonna
And
be easy.
yes. And this masterclass. And then of course, ikaw din, you have to share what you know about building a brand online.
Yeah, yeah.
Grabe yung journey mo this year, ah. If you just look look at it from Resto PH to all the things that you're
Director of
doing, Culinary
director.
Pampanga. Oh,
Oh, director. Oh,
'di ba? How did you build some of those brands while the pandemic is raging, while everybody's at home, and then even, managing the transition, no, from slowly going out, balancing the messaging, the safety
yeah.
protocols, and yeah, um
Dami.
uh, I think people will learn a lot from you. So how much ba to? Sobrang, ang daming mga resources or expert. Ha- can you share our thinking process
No,
on
I'll share. I'll share what you were charging last year because we had a live. We had a like hub 4 weekends in Esamora, right? And per
yes.
session, you were charging a lot. Ano, basta mahal yun eh. Dahil
Oo.
niloloko pa kita dun eh. Sabi ko, Anton, para ka nanalo sa loto niyan ah. Di ba? But there's value eh. And when we were discussing the pricing of this, sabi ko, Anton, hindi pwedeng libre. Kasi if you give it for free, right? You're in a very strong way undervaluing and undercutting yourself. Kasi may value eh. But at the same time, given the pandemic, given the fact that a lot of people, and especially a lot of people will be talking to our freelancers, di ba? Nagsa-start pa lang. Hindi mo lang pwedeng gawing sobrang mahal. I'll tell you this. If we were in normal times, mean to say up to March 15, 2020, or even last year, if we were to have a 2 hour seminar like this, live, face to face, you would be charging easily 2,000, 3,000 per head. Correct?
Yes. Correct.
So now, after a deep and thorough review of our conscience and but I think the best way is just charge it. It's almost, I won't call it a token fee, but I'll call it a very small participation fee. It's only 500 pesos. It's probably the best 500 pesos you'll spend learning something this year. I'm not exaggerating. It's the best 500 peso investment you'll make this year. Kasi magagamit mo to not only for the next 12 months, all of 2021, as you leverage what you learned and become stronger in your online presence. But if you decide to build a business, ito na yun. These are the seeds that are being planted in you. And I can't imagine a better group of people to help you on that journey, start you on that journey, help you take the first step. If you, ikaw si Mr. Maven, di ba? I mean, we're not even talking about your contribution yet to this whole thing.
Oo,
You're
yes.
essentially the one who, in very many ways, catapulted social media into what it is now. That was you. You were always 3 steps ahead of the game, di ba?
Oo.
And then you've got Kat Trevino, you've got Richie Zamora, then you've got me.
Yeah. So
We have to have
it's really like a our Christmas gift to a lot of people out there. We want to help them, as many people as possible, no, to
yeah, yeah,
reach
yeah,
out
yeah.
to as many people as possible, and to help them for 2021. Kasi this situation that we're in will really catapult, no. And sabi nga nila, that 2020 is the start of the next tech boom. Kasi nga, there's a lot of new technologies that were accelerated because of the
Mm,
pandemic, no? And with the reduction of travel, with more
mm.
online classes, nag-iba talaga yung nag-iba, no? Hindi dati tayo-tayo lang. Kahit yung mga parents natin, mga senior citizens are online already. Nagzo-Zoom, Google Meet session. So,
So, di ba,
uh,
sino pinaka mabilis mag-share ng news ba? Di ba mga magulang natin?
oo, yun.
Sa Viber. Tapos,
Sabay.
puro fake news yata sinashare. Yung mami ko palagi inaasar eh. Ma'am, ang bilis mo mag-share. Tapos parang bago ka matulog, my mom is like me. Like she sleeps late because she's now deep into her fangirling of K-dramas. Right? I think
Oo.
they're watching.
Yeah,
They just
right.
finished watching Startup. Maraming maraming nanood kahapon ng finale ng Startup.
Oo nga.
Dahil watch it, so no spoilers. Pero ang pinaka-interesting part ng Startup, may dalawang nangliligaw yata sa isang babae. So in the grand finale of Startup in episode 16, it was revealed who she chose. So kahapon my feed was full of team ganito. I don't know, I'll find out. But
Ah,
everyone was
sige.
watching. My mom is so updated. And
Oo.
the Netflix girl, she's a Viber girl now. And this did not happen prior to March 15th, 2020. And I think that's true for so many other things.
Yes. And so if you wanted to register, we put the link below how to
Mm.
register. There's an event page also that you can RSVP. So hope to see you on Saturday. And we're so excited because we'll learn also from our friends. And I think it's really more of a mastermind also from
Mm-hmm.
experts, and really talk about, how we can elevate each other, no? Kasi ako, I really believe that we need to help each other. Tayo lang magtutulungan. There's no tourists coming in. The food industry, the travel needs to help each other out. How can we promote each other out? The more that more people would be successful online, I think we can really go back and bounce forward in this pandemic.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head because there's no choice but to move forward right now. Baby steps. Baby steps tayo palabas. Meaning to say in the real IRL, in the real world, right? But a
Oo.
lot of our steps that we're going to be taking are really going to be online. And until the vaccine is disseminated to all of us, which I think will take at least 6 to 8 more months, maybe. Well, I think I'm very optimistic by November of 2021, which is my birthday kasi is November 19. Optimistic ko normal na. Tapos kakasal sa simbahan yung matalik natin kaibigan si Kat at si Dex. They had to postpone their wedding by a year, right? So they're getting married in November of 2021 in Manila Cathedral. And ako, I'm very optimistic, positive thinking na sabi ko, Kat, Dex, ang gusto ko na mangyari sa wedding picture, wala nang nakamask. Wala na. And I think that can happen. I think that can probably happen.
Yes. Before we move to the next topic, so please
Mm.
register with the link below. We'll acknowledge lang Sean David. Hi, thank you for watching. And then Christina, Manalaysay, thank you for watching. Of course, Kalel. Kalel. Meron ba tayong project kay Kalel one of these days?
Which
Usap
Kalel is this? Kalel Chan or Kalel the great
Demetrio.
mythology? Ah,
Demetrio.
no,
Irvin.
it's yeah,
Demetrio.
it's a good segue to mention Kalel Demetrio because last year, for the very first time in Ultimate Taste Test, which we had at SMX Aura last August, hindi ba? It was the first time that Kalel was instrumental in bringing all the purveyors of all the
Yeah.
great local international alcohol. Of course, we can't have that this year, right? We can't have too much booze, but
Hindi,
one
pero
of the
we need to
reasons,
talk to him, yeah. How we
yeah,
can help them also, di ba?
I'm just saying that last year, the reason why Ultimate Tastes was so much fun because everyone was half drunk. Remember? Sa likod, ang ingay sa likod. Sino may kasalanan nun? Si Kanel.
Si Kalel. Oh, grabe yun.
Yeah,
Ang
thanks,
bilis
Kanel.
lang nun.
And I'm hoping, that's why I'm always very optimistic at. Obviously this year, itong Ultimate Taste Test na pag-uusapan natin, we can't have a big Ultimate Taste Test this year. Right? We can't. We have restrictions under the IFTF. We can't have too many big gatherings. In their ultimate taste test every year, Anton, when we have it for the public, we have at the very minimum at least 300 people at any given time flowing in and out of the ultimate taste test. Can't happen this year, right? Ultimate taste test. When was the first one, Anton?
2009.
Mm.
2009. And this
So
is,
if you're gonna count,
so 2009, siguro mga 12, this is the 12th year.
yeah, if you
And
count 2009 as year one, that's year 12 tayo ngayon.
oo, and then 18 events because when we were starting we had like small events
I
like two
remember,
or
yeah.
three times every year. So it's the 18th. This is the longest running taste test event in the country, and was really excited to be able to do this. No, still in 2020 arena, and we're doing the Masters edition this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll share yung ano. And we're doing it in a special venue also. This venue, ang ganda ng venue
Pakita
na
mo
to.
muna yung venue kasi ibang klase yung venue, pare. Grabe.
Oo, grabe. So, the venue is in what you call Mira Nila. Okay. So, this is actually one of the latest event space that launched this year, no? That launched this
Mm.
year. I'll show you the photos, no? Sandali. We'll
So
show the
this
photo.
is an old house. It's a heritage house.
It's a Mira Nila Heritage House, and it's an estate. It's like a hectare estate.
It's a mansion. It's
Yes.
not different from what you would see in Bacolod, yung mga hacienda, but in the
Yeah.
middle of Manila. It was
Oo.
owned by a very prominent family, right?
So it's owned by the Benitez and Tirona family.
Okay.
Tirona Benitez family. It's built in the 1920s during the Art Deco era. Pero this is Florentine design,
Mm.
and so yung bahay is a heritage house, so you cannot
Mm.
touch the house. So instead of to make it commercially viable, also the entire surrounding, they at the back of the house is actually um the Blue Leaf, one of the best events venue in Manila,
Mm.
created what they call Gallery Miranila. So I'll show you some of the photos,
So
and
let's just Anton, can you
sure,
just give a little detail about Blue Leaf, diba? There's a Blue Leaf in BGC,
yes,
correct?
that's
Right?
that's the
McKinley Hill.
McKinley
McKinley
Hill.
pala, hindi
That's
BGC.
the first.
There's one in Macapagal, Ross Boulevard,
Yeah.
near there.
One in Ross Boulevard,
Okay.
and then one in Cosmopolitan, near the Libis area. So this is their
Okay.
like fourth. So I'm sharing it na no. Okay. So ito yung ano, this is the venue. So they created a Spanish Hall glass ceiling venue at the back.
Mhm.
They integrated it into the environment. And ito yung house. The house is intact, of course. It's actually available for
For
private
tours.
tours. And actually, you know what?
Mm.
You know who will help us with the tour during the Ultimate Taste Test?
Ivan Mandy.
Ivan Mandy
No
agreed to help
way.
us do a
No
special
way.
tour for the guest.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
This is 1920s. Era niya yan. Art Deco era, no?
Yeah,
But it's
Ivan
done in a...
Mandy is a number. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a good surprise.
Oo. And then, so this is a four-story house. May tower sa
Mm.
taas. And then, inside, it's actually intact, almost intact, and that's actually I was telling the owners, that's the beauty of that house, no? Kasi when you go to some of the heritage houses, minsan hindi pa intact eh. Ito lahat ng mga details of the library,
Mm.
ang ganda. All the paintings are there. Ito sa matriarchal house talaga, the Benitez portraits. There was this awesome painting talaga. It's a Botong Francisco painting in
Wow.
the dining hall, and it's there. It's
Wow.
just magnificent to just watch, to look at it.
That's
Even na hindi
that.
ka kahit
Can
hindi ka
you,
magaling,
Kuya?
kahit hindi
I'm sorry.
ka, yes,
Patingin ng caption sa ilalim ng picture, the one you're scrolling through now.
Binasuan
Mhm.
masterpiece.
So it's a
Uh,
mural size painting commissioned back in 1945. Wow.
oh,
Right
wow.
after World War II.
Galing, no? No, it's mesmerizing to see talaga. It's in their dining hall.
Nakapasok ka na dito? Na ocular mo na
Yes.
to?
Oo,
Okay.
inocular ko. Of course, we had to ocular it to see kung whether we can really execute ultimate taste test.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the second floor, yung mga chess pieces. And then there's a boutique house sa kabila, will be launched maybe next year. It's a boutique hotel. One of the
What?
best heritage hotel places. Hindi pa yung it's a recognized brand, no, na heritage boutique group would operate there. And then the cafe will be run by Bizu, by Audrey.
Wow. Wow.
So ayan yung harap ng ano, this is the view from the second floor. So yung mga atay beds kompleto pa, and then you can go upstairs to the tower. Yon. And then ito yung itsura ng gallery. So this is where Ultimate Tastes would be. Glass ceiling wall, glass walls. Ganyan yung hall. So there'll be the hall is actually
So saan tayo?
dyan and sa labas. So this hall is 200 capacity. And will just
Okay.
be 50 at one time. No, 50 in the
Yeah.
morning, 50 in the
Right, right,
afternoon.
right.
And then it goes into the garden, no? So may garden pa siya. See, outdoor area, may garden. Actually, may small chapel nga eh.
Oh,
Ah,
ganda.
ang ganda. And ito, yan no, malaki actually, maliit lang yung pagkatingin pero malaki ang area na yan eh. So we can set up actually some people there, people hang out there. So talagang there'll be enough social distancing with 50 people at any one time. And then, of course, Bisu will help us with the design. Bisu is the exclusive caterer for the Gallery Miranila. So, and that's why these guys have been supporters of Ultimate Taste Test. The Blue Leaf, we've conducted Blue Leaf there. We had a lot of events with the Blue Leaf, the chefs versus caterers,
Right, right, right,
big
right.
banquet, and some ultimate taste test. So excited to do it here kasi we really felt na we wanted to, ang dami kasing entrepreneurs who
Hmm.
started this year and we wanted
Yeah,
to meet them with the food industry. We're inviting all our chef friends, all the our media friends, food writers, and to meet these new ones. And marami nag-apply, no? I was surprised nga. We only
short
expected
notice. Yeah.
20. Oh, we have
Hmm.
to shortlist it to 20, mga 30 plus na. And these are the entrepreneurs na we curated. Yung mga best mo na nakain during this pandemic, yung mga best na nakain rin namin, we invited them.
Literally, pare, bago talaga sila lahat. They're
Yeah.
new.
Yes,
They're,
born out of pandemic.
yeah, exactly. And the reason why we wanted to push through with the ultimate taste test, I'll explain how this is simply to give them a venue to reach a larger audience, to reach a larger market, and for us to encourage them also to continue with their bit. Kasi masarap, magaling talaga sila. And several of these entrepreneurs, if they put their minds to it, if they really invest in what they've discovered the past 9 months, they can become the next generation of really good restaurants with proper backing, with proper investments, with proper protocols and with proper advice. And that's also one of the reasons why we are pushing through with Ultimate Taste Test this year. Is to the reason why we're turning it to a masters. And I'm sorry, the public will not be invited here simply because we cannot. We are limited by the number of people we can bring in. But we are bringing in some of the top chefs in the Philippines, the top restaurateurs, restaurant new entrepreneurs. So it's going to be a win-win situation. All of these restaurateurs, all of these expert chefs will now have an opportunity to try these excellent brand new dishes. But at the same time, all of these young entrepreneurs will get advice from some of the best people in the industry, the veterans. And it's really fantastic. And we're bringing in the influencers, the writers, all of the food industry journalists, so that they can also help in promoting all of these young businesses as well. So it's really something. It's I'm really very excited, and I'm really more excited that there's so much interest in this. And for those lucky people, the lucky 100, expect your invitations over the next 2 days. When will this be? You're muted.
Sorry. This will be
Mm.
December 15, Tuesday, in Gallery Miranila in the Miranila Heritage Estates.
Wow.
So around Santolan area. So it's a central place.
Mhm.
So it will be from 11 to 2 and then 3 to 6. So it'll be interesting spanks, no? Kasi we get the food. Parang alam mo, may mga food entrepreneurs na nga kami in-invite. Sabi niya, for the first time, magkikita na tayo face to face, hindi lang
Mm.
online.
Oh, wait.
And they'll meet the food industry also. So it's kind of interesting. Um, Now,
Paalala ko lang ha. Anton, paalala lang ha. Protocols will be observed,
of
right? So you have to
course.
wear your face shields. We have to put on our face mask. We can only bring out the food, and we can eat it outside. And that's when you can take off your face masks. Gano'n siya.
Yeah,
So,
sa
stricto.
alfresco.
Iba klase rin talaga yung gagawin natin. And we've already advised our purveyors, our participants to prepare portions that are individual servings, right? So you don't have to slice and dice right there. And we're actually it's going to be very strict also as far as our protocols are concerned. And that's the way
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah, and 'di ba during the ultimate taste test there's voting. So we'll do an online survey like the last Masters event. So
Mm-hmm.
walang ano talaga, just do a QR code and then the judges can rate all the food entrepreneurs, no. I wanted to there are people who are commenting. Si Malor, okay, excited to attend the Saturday class. But also, Malor, they ran a smoke station, one of the best smoke meats that we've
Really?
tried this
Okay.
pandemic. And then they're joining the Ultimate Taste Test. And
No, I remember
Tina,
you talked about them.
yeah, and Tina, Sasisuka, and that they launched this pandemic and the
Mm.
Cropec. And we'll say hi to Dixie also.
Oh,
Hi,
hi, Dix.
Dixie.
Where's Dix
Oh,
now?
meron ba?
Is she in Palawan?
Oo, nasa ka ba, Dixie? Hindi, nasa Manila
Oh,
yata yan eh.
yeah.
Bising-busy sa, Drink Manila.
Okay. Because the last time I saw Dix, she was in San Vicente, and her mother runs the best resort in San Vicente, Palawan, which has
Oo.
the longest stretch of white beach in all of the Philippines. So after all this pandemic crap, I would suggest to people, if you're looking for a number one destination just to get away from it all, go to San Vicente, Palawan,
Yes.
and look for Dixie and her mom.
Yon. So,
Mm.
'di ba? So, I'm so excited na nga for December 15 for Ultimate Taste Test. Beautiful venue.
Mhm.
It's all the new the best food entrepreneurs that started during this pandemic, meeting the food industry. It's just a parang momentous occasion for 2020, at least for our friends in the industry.
Yeah, and for me, it's something that's very genuine because it's something that you've done for a dozen years now. And actually, not to preempt myself, but one of the things I'm going to talk about this on Saturday, and my module for Awesome You for building your brand. I My advice would be more, I guess, in a lot of ways, more anecdotal and
Mhm.
more personal. Because you will meet a lot of people in the industry, right? And a lot of them will be good. I mean, majority of the people in the food industry are good. But it's up to you to learn how to discern sino ang makakatulong sa inyo at sino ang totoong hindi makakatulong sa inyo. It takes a while, you know. I mean, we've taken it upon ourselves being the titos of the blogging and now the vlogging and influencer industry to police our ranks, right? And to a large extent, with even at the risk of offending some people, we have, right? Because we are protecting an industry here. What we do for F&B in particular, for the restaurant industry, for the young food entrepreneurs, is very simple. We want them to succeed, but we want them to succeed in the best way possible, right?
Yes.
And
Amen.
we will shepherd them, we will mentor them, and we will become your friends. Yung pala, yung mga legends sa Ultimate Taste Test, kung nakikinig kayo ngayon, humanda na kayo because we want you there. And I'm talking
Oh.
about yan, sila Winky, yung mga sikat na sila, Best Lasagna. So all of these people, si Dedet, if she's going out of her house now, so Dedet,
Wait, we have some comments. Steven Uy, many safe po. Dixie said, yes, she is in San Vicente. And of course, Ivan Mandi. So excited.
oh my
Ivan
God, I'm so happy. You know, Ivan's my
Mandi.
village mate. Yeah, we live in the same exclusive village in Santa Cruz, Manila.
Yeah.
Ivan. So we
Oo.
go to all, yeah. Ivan is, when you said Art Deco, when I saw the house, parang imposible hindi si Ivan yung kasama natin dito. Yeah,
Oo.
he's synonymous with Art Deco, and I'm a fan. I don't know anything about Art Deco, but I know it when I see it. I'm such a big fan, and I can't wait for Ivan's tour to really tell us more about Art Deco.
Oo. That time. Yon. So, we'd like to, ano ba to? Shades Tapsilog. Ano
Yung
yan?
Chade stuff. Yan ang legend sa Bambang.
Legends. Mamba.
Sa Bambang.
Oo.
Pare kahit nung pandemic, may pila. Ako yan, may pila dyan.
Oo.
Ang pinaka the best na lechon kawali sa buong Santa Cruz, Manila, Chade Tapsilog.
Okay.
Mm.
So yun. I think I am so excited. Of course, it will be a new normal event talaga, or with all face mask and with the shield. And at least there's a lot of alfresco, and just
Yeah.
imagine a 200 venue event na 50 people lang. So there'll be a lot of social distancing, about only 20 food entrepreneurs. So I think I'm so excited na nga. So that will be 1 week from now, Spanks.
Yeah. And the good thing is, we have to do it in a week's time because, like it or not, our friends are going to get busy. And we're very happy that we've really seen an uptick, not only in patronage of restaurants for dine-in safely, but also for deliveries as well. And I love the way that so many of our friends in the industry have pivoted towards this. Nakita mo na yung bagong linabas ng Moment Group.
Ano
Umabot na
yon?
ba sa'yo? Ha?
Ano
They have
yon?
an
Kwento mo.
pansit. Sandali, hanapin ko dito. It's called Papa Pansitan.
Papa Pansitan.
Di ba
Wow.
ang daming, Moment Group has now taken over that role of the number one restaurant where you bring the balikbayans to, right? And they do everything well. I'm a fan of the Moment Group. Remember when Manam was doing, it wasn't called Manam, it's called Nam Nam. You remember that? When they had one
Yes.
restaurant in Greenbelt? but they had to change the name to Manam, which I think is a blessing in disguise. And moving forward, it just really fits well. And Manam has been known as the number one destination for Filipino food, both traditional and non-traditional, right? So the twist, as they call it, ang twist na ginawa ng Moment Group ngayon, if you go to Instagram now, you go to Papa underscore Pansitan. It's here. I'm not sure if you can see it. There you go. Papa Pansitan. And they have a lot of pansits. They have Pansit Sisig, Papa Kung Pao Noodles, Crispy Pansit Palabok, which is very famous, one of the best sellers in Manam, Panskit Squid Negra with garlic aioli, and the traditional Pansit Bihon, Pinoy Spaghetti, and Pansit Canton. I'm very excited about this. And that's how everyone has to survive, right? Think of new ways to make your business prosper. In the case of Manam, for the longest time, the restaurants had to be closed because of the ECQ. But when they started to open now, people have started to come back. But there you go. But there's still so many people who can't go out. So why don't you bring them the best of Manam in new forms? And this is one of them, Papa Pansit.
Ganda ng
Exciting.
branding,
Ang ganda ng
Maganda.
branding. You go to their IG
Ah,
page, ang ganda ng branding. It's very witty. It's very smart. And it works for both Gen X, it works for millennials, it works for Gen Z. And ultimately, that's what you want to do.
yeah. And
Yep.
I think the ultimate thesis is a celebration of innovation talaga that happened
Mm,
during this industry. I know we're still not out of the pandemic, we're still a lot of people are affected financially, and all of us, no, including us.
mm,
But I think it's a celebration of camaraderie in the industry to
mm.
push for the industry forward. Kasi nga, tayo-tayo lang naman tutulungan, 'di ba? If we help out the food entrepreneurs, the restaurants, the media, we help each other out to elevate the whole industry.
And that's what we've been doing, Anton. And Rach is not on camera now, but we became very close because specifically of this. For the past 12 years, wala naman tayong ibang ginawa, Anton at Rach, kung di itaguyod talaga, di ba? Ang F&B, ang mga young entrepreneurs, new restaurants. And I think we've done a good job of it. A lot of them are successful and we keep on supporting them. And that's the way and that's why we are doing ultimate taste test in the midst of this pandemic. We feel that we have to continue doing this, albeit in a limited scale, but it doesn't mean that it will have a limited impact. So
Yes.
we're very
Amen.
happy to, yeah, we're very happy to get all of these new players in the scene. And I'm your number one cheerleader, guys, and I can't wait to have you there to see in a week's time and impress the hell out of these professionals, these legends in the industry. So all the best to you guys. We're very proud and happy to have you with us for Ultimate Taste Test, Masters
Uh-huh.
Edition 2020.
2020. All
Yeah.
right. All right. That's it, Spanks.
Anton, just remind them where to go to register for Saturday and for
Okay.
the guests who will be invited to Ultimate Taste Test.
I think for the guests, so just to close, register for the class this Saturday, how to build an online brand in 2021 and beyond. With the link below, there's a link below to register, and we'll coordinate with you with the payment. Again, it's just 500 pesos with this awesome masterclass mastermind on how we'll build our online brand in 2021. As for the ultimate taste test, we're not selling any tickets. We're just inviting because of the venue, because of all the restriction, the chefs, food writers, and those who can go out, comfortable to go out also to meet the food entrepreneurs. We actually have a lot of application already, so we're just curating. Will be the final lineup. We'll announce before the 15th, and so excited to meet you all, including Ivan Mandy, the surprise. Will be helping out. There'll be a tour guide as part of the Miranila, but so Ivan agreed to help out
Yeah.
host the session.
I'm glad Ivan's
Yon.
here because dalawa yung legendary tour guide ng Manila, di ba? Of course, the late, great Carlos Celdran passed away last year. And our late, hindi naman late, are very great.
Dito.
Ivan Mandy. So sila dalawa talaga, they're the pillars of Metro Manila cultural tourism. That's the late Carlos Celdran and the great Ivan Mandy. And I'm very happy that Ivan will be here to be with us. And we're
Oo.
looking forward. And after all of this, Anton, we will bring you to Chades Tapsilog on Bambang,
Oo.
Santa Cruz, Manila.
Si ano pala, may surprise on the Ultimate Taste. Si Chef Kel is launching a Korean barbecue series during the Ultimate Taste.
Ah,
So,
you talk about
habang
Yan
nanonood ng
Zagira.
Korean, oh, yeah, telenovela, you can cook a Korean barbecue. So,
Game,
he'll
game,
tell
game.
more about it. Chef Kel, can't wait. Um, and then I'm so excited also for a lot of people to see Miranila. Sobrang ganda talaga, Gallery Miranila. The whole estate, how they developed the heritage estate. Galing, beautifully done. And the house, yung Botong Francisco, sobrang ganda. So,
I'll
so
give the people an idea how to find it. No? So where is it? If you're imagining where Miranilo is, it's not in the south. It's not up north. It's literally right smack in the center of EDSA. Kung alam niyo yung Bonnie Serrano, kung alam
oh,
niyo yung
excellent.
Camp Crame, di ba?
Camp
Kung alam
Crame.
niyo yung it's 5 minutes from Camp Crame, di ba?
Oo, yes, it's 5 minutes
So,
away.
ang plan ni Dude for Food ni Jenny San Miguel who lives nearby, he will walk. Sabi ko, Datan, ayaw mo naman nagbabayad. Yeah, he can walk there. Spanks, I don't have to bring my car, so I want to pay for parking. Calling you, dude. Okay, no, you can just walk, dude.
Oo nga. Oh, al
It's
fresco
super
all the way.
near. Al fresco, and he can just bring his backpack. He's a 5 minute walk from the that area of Camp Crame and along Bonnie Serrano in Santolan. Cool.
Alright. Galing.
Okay.
So
So we have
excited.
a very busy week, Anton, ahead of us. And Rach,
Yeah.
marami tayong
And
gagawin.
yes, I'm so excited. And then we'll probably do another recording. Let's do a wrap up of the event next week, no? Siguro
Yeah, yeah.
let's recap our learnings and stuff. And share to them what happened during that event.
All right.
All
We're
right.
good.
Thank you so
Have you,
much.
kumain ka na ba? Di pa ako kumakain, ha? Celebrate dinner.
Oh nga, go. Go.
So,
Thank you
salamat
so much, Papi.
salamat sa lahat ng nakinig, salamat sa lahat ng nanood. Antonio, you're gonna publish this very soon, no? So more people can, if they're not able
Yes,
to
of course.
watch
Yeah.
or listen to us live, yeah, we need to get the word out.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Have a good evening.
Good
Advance Merry
evening.
Christmas. Maligayang
Merry
Pasko.
Christmas. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.